Scotty and Goss, made in WA for WA. Scotty, I remember waking up as a kid early mornings, and I reckon it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I used to get in there and sit in the lounge room and watch Bathurst.
From the start to the very finish. And it was just one that drew you to the telly, wasn't it?
100%. It was Moffat and Brock and Johnson and Richards and Grice and the like. And I tell you what, one man who knows Bathurst better than most is a 5-time winner of the Bathurst 1000 in 2000.
Mate, he's synonymous with the hill, mate, with the mountain, this man.
24 years ago, that is.
Has he still got his licence?
He must have been about 12.
We have to get it checked every year.
2009, 11, 20 and 22. Garth Tander, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. And you're right. 24 years ago, it was a very, very long time ago. Thanks for having me on.
How's it changed? How's it changed from 2000 to your last win in 2022? I mean, obviously the cars changed. And what about the track?
Look, to be honest, the track hasn't changed that much. They've resurfaced it a couple of times over the journey, but the layout is definitely been the same, and that's one of the great things about Bathurst. It's only ever really changed once when they added the chase 3/4 of the way down Conrod Straight back in 1987, but that was well before I started. So track for me has been the same the whole time, but the cars have been the big difference. I mean, if I look back at that car that we won Bathurst in 2000 with Jason Bargwanna, you look back at it now and you go, wow, there's no chance I'd drive that thing that fast now because it's nowhere near as safe as what the cars are today. The cars are a lot safer.
You talk of Jason Bargwanna.
Oh, he was mental.
Where is he now?
He was mad.
What does he do now?
I'm not sure. Well, his son Ben races quite a bit, quite successfully. So he's probably working his backside off to fund that for his son. But yeah, I haven't caught up with Bargs for a little while now, but he does still hang around the tracks a little bit with his son Ben.
Garth, you're a legend of this sport. There's absolutely undeniable that. How is the breakdown in drivers go nowadays? You're with Matty Payne. How will the workload be shared out?
Oh, the beauty about being the old guy now, Scotty, is you do less work. So and having a young teammate. So no, I mean the rules have changed this year. In the past, the way the strategy would work is you would all start your co-drivers. So me as a co-driver now would start the race, and then the strategy would play out, and the main driver would do probably 3 stints to the end. They'd triple stint to the end, so they'd be in the car for 60, 70, 80 laps at the end of the race. But they've changed the rules now so that the primary driver, the main regular driver, has to start the race as well. So that means that my work goes a bit deeper into the race, so which is good. This is enjoyable, but I'll do probably 400 Ks of the race, and Matty, who's only just turned 22, he can do 600.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's such a big day.
I would like to start. I'd like to start because I like the start.
It starts to go.
It starts to go, and when everyone's on top of everyone, you've got to weave your way through. And if you make up 4 spots, it's look at Tander, he's made up 4 spots. It's amazing.
And you probably need, Garth, in all seriousness, you need smarts around that time of the race, don't you? Rather than just bravado and young bull type stuff, you need a bit of old bull. Yeah,
100%, Scotty. I mean, there's a massive opportunity to make up some spots if you need to, but the run from the start line to turn 1 is 300 metres into a 1,000-kilometre race. So there's a whole lot to lose and not really too much to gain if it goes wrong. So yeah, you need a bit of smarts. You need to make sure any opportunity that comes up, you take it, but also have one eye on the long game and make sure that you're positioning yourself for. Realistically, it's a sprint race. We know that now. In the old days, and you mentioned the old names like Brock, Johnson, Moffat, Perkins, all those guys, it was very much a conserve the car, look after the car, get yourself to the end, and if you do that and do that well, you're in the conversation for the race win. Whereas these days, green light comes on, start the race. You go absolutely flat out for 1,000 Ks, and you're playing chess, trying to out-strategize everyone throughout the day, whilst driving the car flat out. So you've got to be a little bit smart about how you do that at the start of the race. But I used to love the start. It's a lot of fun. So I'm a bit dark that they changed the rules. I'm not allowed to do it anymore.
Supercars CEO Shane Howard mentioned that on supercars.com.au that 8-time Grand Prix winner Daniel Ricciardo, of course a fellow West Aussie like yourself, Garth Tander, they would like to see Daniel Ricciardo in a supercar 100% one day. He was probably answering a question, not making a statement. Thoughts on that? And again, the difficulty and the difference. I mean, completely different beast, of different speeds, different cars, the whole lot. Do you think Ricciardo could make the switch, at least maybe not make a career out of it, but do you think he'd sit comfortably in a car in a supercar like yours?
Oh, yeah, look, Daniel could do it, absolutely, from a skills point of view and a capability point of view. I mean, it's incredibly different going from F1 to driving a supercar. I mean, it's a bit like asking, one of the Eagles to go, oh, can you go and play for New South Wales and State of Origin next week in rugby league? It's sort of football, but it's not really, it's a lot different.
Gotcha.
So, Daniel could do it if he's given the right time and to adapt and understand the cars. And, there's a new street race coming up at Perth in 2026, which would be an absolutely awesome race to have someone like Daniel be part of. But does he really need to do it? Probably not. Is he likely to want to come back to Australia and do that stuff and do the work that he would want to do to be prepared so that you don't go out and get embarrassed? Because don't forget, all the guys that drive the supercars all year, they're right at the top of their game and it's super competitive. There'd be a lot of preparation required to do the job. Could he do it from a skills point of view? Yes. Is he likely to do it? It'd be nice to dream.
Sometimes you need it. You need to drive and you need to win to get it done. He doesn't need to really do anything, does he?
No, he certainly doesn't. But it'd be a huge attraction to the sport.
It'd be good for us.
As Garth mentioned, imagine if he was the face of the race over here, at least, even if it was just to be...
I don't think he'd be the face straight away. I think the boys like Garth would bully him first.
Please.
They'd bully him and say, hey, new game here, pal.
Hey, Garth...
well, that would happen. He wouldn't get an easy run.
I'm sure he wouldn't. The big fellas would be pushing him around. Hey, tell us a bit about the weather at Mount Panorama, of course. What are we expecting? They say that there will be some precipitation, in particular, through Sunday.
The forecast is saying that, but you never get too carried away here at Bathurst talking about the weather too early in the week because it's pretty fickle. Like it blows in very quickly and blows away pretty quickly. So, the first, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday is looking pretty fine. They're talking about late rain on Sunday, so that could mean after the race or it could mean for the last 20 laps. So you won't really know till that gets a bit closer. But, at the moment, sun's shining and it's actually reasonably warm, which is, you can get anything here at Bathurst in early October. You can get sunburnt, you get hail, you get snow, you get torrential rain, or it could all happen on the same day. So... it's pretty fickle old weather here.
Mate, you'll have it. If it's late Sunday, you'll have it one and done by then. Don't worry about that. So can I ask you, if it's, say, on Friday they're saying 25 degrees, how hot in the car?
Generally 30 degrees than whatever the ambient temperature. So if they're saying 25, it'll be roughly 55 in the cabin, which is, it gets up there. And that's also when you're wearing all the fireproof gear. So you've got the 3-layer suit, the full-length fireproof underwear, helmet, suit, boots, gloves, the whole shooting match. So it's effectively like, I like to sort of say it's like running a marathon in a sauna with 2 tracksuits on. That's sort of how warm it gets in the cabin.
Well, sounds fun.
Yeah, wow.
Sounds enjoyable.
Can you win it? Can you and Payne win it?
Yes. Yeah, I think we can. I think we've got... The team have proven through the year that they've got the speed and the smart to get the job done. Matty's done a great job this year. He's been on the podium plenty of times and won some races. So, I think we're in the conversation to be one of the contenders for the race win. We're not the only ones. I'm not going to say here that we're the out-and-out favourites, but certainly we'll be in the conversation for sure.
Now, I know you've got the car race, so it's the Bathurst 1000. I know that there's a race track and I know there's a trotting track in Bathurst. What else is there to do in Bathurst, Garth? What do you do when you're not driving? I know you spend most of your time there at the track, but, are there nice restaurants? Is there anything tourism-wise? You've been going up there a while. Have you got any regular things you do up there? Give me a Bathurst tourism run-through, please.
Well, to be honest, Goss, I'm not really sure because I don't do the tourism thing all that much because we turn up and do the race and go home again. But it's a lovely town. It's a lovely old gold mining town, and it's there's lots of old buildings in town, and it explodes on race weekend. Like the amount of people that turn up, and we drive up from Melbourne early in the week, and the amount of caravans and camper vans and trailers with tents and setups that all turn up for the race here is astronomical. So it really does turn into quite a great atmosphere, not only on top of the mountain but in town each night. So I know the locals really love it, and obviously they grow up. They've the 1000's been part of Bathurst forever. So it's it's a really unique atmosphere, and it's really, really cool.
When you drive up from Melbourne, do you have a sticker across the windscreen that has your name on it, and like you overtake them and go, "Hey, see you up there!" When you're doing sort of 300 around the corner there,
idiot.
Past a couple of caravans on the wrong side. Do you do that? Let them know. I'll see you up there.
No, not quite. Quite the opposite, actually. Very, very incognito when you're driving up, for sure.
It's wearing the helmet that gives you away every time.
Yeah. It's having the sponsors on the side of your road cars.
on the side of your...
A lot of cameras on the Hume too, Goss.
There are.
You won't be able to drive by the time he gets there.
Mate, appreciate your time. It's going to be huge. Of course, we always cheer for Garth Tander and any other. How many West Aussies, roughly, off the top of your head, driving this year, aside of yourself?
Roddy Kostecki.
Yep.
Aaron Love. So Dean Fiore. So 3 or 4. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's great, because for a long time there I was pretty much the sole bandit from WA there. So it's great to have more WA representation.
Yeah, we love you, mate. You're still the main man. You're not washed up in our hearts, mate. We still love you. Well, they don't just wheel him out for Bathurst every year, don't
No.
That's not a veteran's
Just the
race.
important ones, Scott.
It's
Just the important
Well, you're
ones.
a 5-time winner, and they can never take that away from you, mate. Hey, appreciate your time. Drive safe.
Thanks, guys.
He's a legend, absolute legend. Garth Tander joining us 5 times. 5 times!
It's a ridiculous feat, and over just the longevity to be able to stay at the top of your game, to be able to do that and stay safe, and then also have these young guys that say, I want to drive.
Yeah.
Get Garth Tander in my car,
Exactly
please.
right. Thursday's show, it is, of course, Scotty and Goss, made in WA. Just remind yourself too, you get us best between Monday and Thursday, because Friday, we ain't here. This is Scotty and Goss.